is transforming investing, and I think we're only at the beginning of that. I mean, we believe the fixed income market is going to become multiple $1 trillion in ETFs. Equities will continue. More and more of the market will be delivered through an ETF platform. If you think about what was done 20 years ago now with the advent of a gold ETF, that really democratized gold investing. It brought down the cost of transaction for gold. I mean, the cost of transacting physical gold is absurd. And now with crypto, the idea of democratizing that role. The cost right now to transact is quite expensive. We're talking points, not decimal points. And so that's a big point. Two, over the last 5 years, more and more global investors are asking us about the role of crypto. And as I said, I do believe a lot of crypto is an international asset. It has a differentiating value versus other asset classes, but more importantly, because it's so international, it's going to transcend any one currency and currency valuation. If you just look at the value of our dollar, how it depreciated the last two months, and how much it appreciated over the last 5 years, I mean, an international crypto product can really transcend that. And that's why we believe there's great opportunities, and that's why we're seeing more and more interest. And that interest is broad-based worldwide.
We can't hear me. Yes, we can hear me now. Might have to lower music a bit. And right now it should be about good. Yeah. And I think I'm live, right, guys? I'm not gonna do the same thing again. Should probably not do the same mistakes than last week, at least for a few weeks. Sorry. Hello, Raven is here, Modi Pelui. Good to see you guys. Who is the guys wearing a white nail polish? I didn't even saw that. Talking about Larry Flint? Yeah, okay, maybe. There's an NVIDIA upscaling might be fucking up the image encoder a bit. Fair. Good. Okay, a bit of people already. Just AIM. SEC officially acknowledged fidelity with Term 3 Varnek and Invesco Spot Bitcoin ETF. What a surprise. And the French bull is live apparently. My phone is saying. Good. Yes, you're now walking. So, quite a move, right? That we had yesterday. Well, quite a move, and not so much when we look at this Bitcoin chart, right? Because, been live for a few of you already yesterday and this morning, but I know we have quite some bullish news, to say the least, or at least some FOMO sentiment across the board, right, with yesterday, and some and a lot more bullish price action on many altcoins, especially XRP, of course, Ripple. But yeah, that seems pretty quick today, right? So I have a few count IDs now. I've been short here. Probably gonna take some profit, no? Doesn't. Not even sure I want to take profits on the short side here. I mean, open interest growing on this leg, but with absorbed long, aggregated, what does that say? Okay, funding diminishing a bit here, so. Yeah, I know it's accelerating down, it seems. Oh, what? Okay. Some capitulation. Yeah, a lot of liquidity, it seems. You know what? You see what all of this, how much? 600 longs been able to produce here, and what that close produced here. Quite iffy, to say the least. Well, iffy. No, 1 minute. Yeah, challenging the lows here. I mean, maybe we come back up, but yeah. That look rather weak. Bit of an SFP or this London low or New York low, but quite some capitulation. When the market is pretty quiet today. Not really stopped out on long yet. So I think I'm gonna just keep the short for now. Nonetheless, this is, you know, in theory, local market structure like this, on a short taken here, I would take a small profit and rise my lower my stop. That's for sure. I'm gonna do just above the high. I might make a mistake. That's too late. Quite 17 million. Oh, yeah, the direction is not so bad. Okay. Well done. Anyway, let me come back on the count that matter. I can delay this for now. So I'm gonna start by zooming out. What does Larry think? Yeah, I didn't explain, like, as you, or everybody will know Larry Flint is Larry Fink is BlackRock CEO. He was just talking about Bitcoin with some bullish narrative building up. It's a bit of the nonsense. Well, nonsense, not nonsense what he's saying, but you know, when you start to hear important people talking in media talking bullishly about something after you did 2x of the year and you are at your yearly or yearly high, I bring you some prudence. Maybe doesn't mean that we can't go higher here. There's a few options. So, you know, I've been pleading for a move out of this range, right? pardon my not really horizontal lines, but yeah, out of this range and a bit of maybe distribution before going for a second wave and then go. That is still quite my main bias. So with the count here, okay, there's again some drawings that went off. The idea is with a triangle as a wave Y here, correction. So yeah, ID 1, 2, 3, 4 with a WXY for W, ABC for an X, ABC flat for with A of a triangle, AB. Sorry, there's a mistake in my triangle ID here. AB, C, D. A, B, C, D, E. Okay, here we go. D, E. And so I was kind of focusing on the count from that low from Wednesday, that how I work out to try to trigger a bit more precise trades, especially in uncertainty, which this kind of price action produced, because here I'm showing you one count, but there's maybe 10, 20 valid and compelling counts. So you have to choose one, but when you look from the lows here, that you hardly fit a nice corrective impulsive structure here, and from that low neither, it's look rather corrective wave-ish, a lot of overlapping. So that's also why I went to try to look for something that would potentially finish at that point, also because there was contraction in price action here. So contraction, say, hey, can I fit a triangle? Well, yes, I can fit a triangle. Even if this triangle is correct, by the way, it could be part of another kind of count. Nonetheless, what mattered to me is the fact that I can try to count something potentially a bit clearer as an impulse from that low to look for potential high, right? And we do have a nice completed count here with nice target reach. All the rules and guidelines met as we like to. Right, with a nice 1, 2, sub 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, higher degree 3, 4, 5. And so yeah, potentially we have something finished here. We took a bit of liquidity, Of course, we are above our clearance range, but the liquidity level here I mentioned is more from May last year. We still have a bit higher here. So all that to say, we do have a complete impulse here that makes sense. The problem I have is in what? Sorry, I've been doing a bit too much in this today. For the target of the fifth wave here, of that count, this move as it is in theory enough, because we went above the third wave, right? We have a complete impulse, but it's kind of tiny, I was more expecting something that go higher, 32, or even a bit higher. It can even expand higher than the 32, 500, 700. That was kind of what I was looking for, at least. Especially with this kind of FOMO sentiment, news environment, and bullish sentiment that bring I would expect a stronger move, and then trap people a bit higher. For now, we are just barely holding our dailies. Our daily here. You know, I would say as long as we hold here, I can still see this continue for another leg. Even with that count, there are gonna be many other alternative counts, but I do what I can with what is given. You know, it could be possible to extend this and say we only printed wave 3rd here, and this is some kind of 4th wave. Where to be finished, I don't know. So we could still be going for another impulse here, right? Still a bit tiny. A bit tiny. The target here based on the length of 1+3, proposed 1+3 from proposed 4 at the moment. Only 32k. At the same time, that's the situation where we can see an overextended wave 5th wave. So now I'm looking at the sub count, target for the sub count, but 5th wave here can get overextended. Still really much more interested in 32,600. That said, we don't have to go from here. You know, there is other alternative. As we have complete impulse here, maybe we are working on maybe all we did here was wave 1, you know. It's just I hardly see how 5 waves could send us just as this target. Maybe if we retrace a lot more here, we need to retrace. Classic target for a 3rd here will be much higher. Or maybe we're gonna see more of a squeeze. You know, the yellow line here are target for the 5th of that degree. So either 1-1 extension, either 1/6 for 1/8. So it can squeeze much higher. So maybe, yeah, we did just print the wave 1 here, and we are working on a 2, so we can come back into the range. At the same time, to say exactly where it would finish, it's already enough or retrace. So, you know, could be finishing about here. I would expect at least a sweep of the low. We could go to lower here. Let me check a bit locally. 1-1 confluence with golden pocket or the block consolidation here, where it's pretty much where the volume started here. So you really want to defend that zone. Or maybe we get a bit more chop over the weekend here. We'll not necessarily expect anything with certainty. Well, I would not necessarily expect an expansion over the weekend here. Maybe more choppiness. Considering the environment and how altcoins are going, seems sensible for the 724 whales to play more with altcoins on low liquidity days rather than focusing on Bitcoin here. But yeah, the kind of the issue I have with this idea is, you know, we come back inside the range if we come back lower here, so it's kind of tempting to say we come back lower, and there is indeed a lot of counts that could support that idea. One would be well, one would be, okay, fifth is finished, and we're going down. So it seems very compelling, but why not? One could be that this is part of a flat of some kind. We'll keep extending the corrective range as long as we don't truly break out of the range. Mistake here, that is here. As long as we don't truly break out of the range, we might be still in some kind of corrective move, like A, B. This could be a B, A, B, C, something like this. Look at retracing that. $123 to the tick. So you know, ABC flat as an A, B, and then we can come back into a C here. Or expand it. Take the low. We'll most likely be looking at the 1-1 extension first. We're still interested in, you know, weekly open liquidity below these two lows here. If this come back, especially if, you know, we can read some kind of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 perfectly well. As best as it could be. All of that to say, I'm remaining long as long as we don't lose this. If we start to chop down, it's always an opportunity to get long. But this low are the ones that are the most tempting here. So can be looking for, on the lower time frame, for some kind of corrective structure, ABC, but most likely I would rather look for an impulsive structure and look for the fifth. Because overall, to just make things as clear as I can, at risk of repeating myself a bit too much, but I would like to see a move at least toward this area before coming back below 29,400. That's still my main plan as we speak right now. Let me check something here. Yes, there's a lot of room for an overextension here. 35, it can really squeeze a lot more. Especially because, yeah, the idea also is to reproduce something comparable to this. When in a structure, usually look for some kind of repeating pattern. No certainty we'll get these lows, but they are extremely tempting. Sometimes we are in a bullish breakout, a higher time frame count, but we are into lightweight at 36,500, and I say how much here? 34,855. Yeah, okay. This is not my main count, but that's one very interesting. Overall, the idea is still that we can see expansion anytime. And the idea is to finish the one and have a nice wave 2. But nothing says impossible that we already made a 1-2. I know that anytime we go for a squeeze, that's also why I'm kind of favoring keeping as much long as possible. You know, I'm gonna keep a part of my long position until I get stopped, even if that means losing that much of unrealized profit 2% here. It's not a big part of my position, but you know, everything that I managed to take from lows here, well, that's the same account, but yeah, I'm rather keeping my stop loss on break even or below pivot, even if I know I could be interested in longing here, or rather sleeping peacefully, keep an alarm here, know that if I got a fucking stop end here and that start to go, I'm still in a nice position. And overall, I have a bullish bias for the coming months. That's certainty. I'm looking for fucking long flush, but I have no certainty it will come. I have a lot of confidence. Let's say that I have more confidence about a move towards 50k in the coming months, and I have confidence about a move toward 27 in the coming days and weeks. But that's still what I'm looking for. If I miss that, or do you see an opportunity for another entry? We bounce off 886. French postal by veins. Sorry, mate. I am who I am. You know, it seemed like you gotta have another opportunity, and I should have take profit as I should do, because right now it seems that it's going back up. This kind of structure, I can try to count them. But it's gonna be such madness to count this little wave. And you know, this morning I was looking for a short potentially on a golden pocket retrace of that, seeing an A, B, C, B, flat 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and diagonal. So yeah, I was trading a decent corrective structure plus a deviation above VWAP plus a flush of short here, but extremely quiet price action compared to yesterday, you know. But still, if you see just open interest going down, 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 and just long going up, up, and short closing, so not really a strong move. Fades this with not too much stress. Just really stupid to not have taken my profit. Now open interest is going back up here. Short took profit. They just squeeze the long here. Push with short, and now short are trapped down there. And long are forming again, so I don't know, I think I'm rather gonna be taking a bit more take profit at the 50% daily level here. I'm rather gonna close back some short here. Maybe it continue down. I'm not gonna add long, I still have a bit of long. catch here. This count here, I don't know, even this, I don't know how to count this. Now we did not breach market structure yet. We could 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It might be so short here, golden pockets. Sorry, I'm too slow here while I'm talking. Already missed that. I mean, you could be edging here, but honestly, yeah, I'm rather gonna close a bit short here, and I would not be that surprised that we get a move back above daily level is still of my interest here at 31,440. Yeah. In terms of count, I'm not really seeing what it is, but yeah, and if we don't reach our current loan, we continue. It's high here. So see a move like this, come back. So an SFP of this high will be a nice short, or SFP of this high into daily. Might even worse a scalp here. Take profit, you know, if it's continue. Probably gonna have a reaction at the 31,400. I'm probably gonna front run at 420 because. But yeah, otherwise, yeah, I would not be surprised to see this kind of fucking thing that we saw several times where kind of take a significant swing high, you keep an high low, but you don't touch a very high here, or even a sweep of the high. But in that case, what count do I have? Well, I have a count that I just need to morph, but that means 1, 2. Yeah, I mean that can work still. Maybe we'll get that. It's just I don't know for now, you know. Could it be this, but start to not look very much. And if I extend this, or 1, 2, 3, wave 4 here is still kind of fine, but you know, if I take 1, 2, 3 and I start to do wave 4, that doesn't make any sense anymore. But if I do 1, 2, 3, 4, that means 1, 2, I suppose. I don't know how you count this, but anyway. 1, 2 of the fifth of that degree, right? But in that case, you don't have really a decent opportunity to sweep that high. Or if we go into a contraction, maybe, as long as we don't breach the low, but maybe we did already breach the low on some exchange. Just check. Maybe we are going to, oh. In that case, just like I started counting from here, I will start counting from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, sweep of the high, and that's gonna be a better trigger. Yeah, 2% from the high, it's a bit away. To take that risk, not very clear. And you know, you see how volume is. It's really that it's picking up slightly here, but on New York Open. But yeah, there's really a bunch of volume here. It doesn't, and not as much expansion that make you wonder who have been selling here. Really, yeah. So I'm in between. We start to see that kind of volume. 1 hour, 3 hour, 3 hours. That's your kind of pivotal volume you want to see. Start to see that kind of volume, especially more on derivative, because here it will be a question of a long get stops. But you know, if you see a nice flush, some point it get absorbed, and yeah, reposition for higher. Otherwise, it's really possible. Here we're breaking a bit the mimetic of previous consolidation here, if I can say. Do I have a chart with nothing here? 8 cap, yeah, we don't care about that. Because we really had something behaving extremely similar, where you know you have your preliminary supply here, continue up into your buying climax, secondary test, buying climax, then you sweep your low, then you sweep your high, and then you go into contraction, then you go into some kind of contraction, and we started the expansion. But now we are stalling, where here we didn't really stall. Maybe we got something a bit smaller and we are into this, and in how do I make a count out of that? Because yeah, I spent time explaining the triangle count, but obviously there is other stuff. There's a expanding initially diagonal, but that doesn't change much, because well, what it changed is that maybe this is an A and we go for a B and we go for a C to finish a fifth. That's how it could be finishing, because here we have a clean impulse, while here we have rather corrective 3-wave-ish, which is fine in a diagonal. But if you have a 3-wave structure into your actionary waves, you need to have the same structure in all waves. But you see how you enter into very complex count here. That could make sense, you know, retest your value, that's value area, high, POC, your greenish weekly order block. Why not? I would probably just want to see a nice flush on open interest, right? To show that. This position are flushed. At that point, if this is a short, if this is well, this is not a smart short because it's already squeezed. But on inverse here, if this is 1, that also means that we probably need to bring this below here to make it profit, or they're gonna manage to maybe close at break-even. If we have a flush on long here, well, they might already have distribute here, and we're just not seeing yet. But if you have this long, that might have changed hands here and get flushed here. and you still have support here. Yeah, interesting. Clearly, golden pocket either from that low and from that one. Kind of some confluences here. Even maybe have that trend line. As long as you keep your uptrend, that yeah, why not, right? At least you have a well-defined risk and you have some kind of bullish structure. And if plus you have some liquidity event that happens and make you think it's possible that having the flush that is preparing here. Okay, now, sorry, let me check this. Okay, let me close a bit of my short here. I'm just gonna close out of here. Maybe it's just gonna flush, but yeah, I should have firstly, so I'm gonna do it now. Oh, good. Yeah, it's gonna just continue down now. I'm gonna help price continue down by buying a short. So I will almost, but I don't want to overtrade, but that would be almost a long here. But I'm not really seeing the trends making me want to take that bet, but it could, and I'm already positioned on long, and yeah, I don't want to overtrade that. What's making you so bullish in the coming months is what is there not to be bullish about? I mean, the count, firstly. Count shows the pass. I mean, we will confirm the reversal. We still need to see some volume commitment here. But yeah, we're halving next year. ETF hype. But you know, ETF hype, you could say it's bullshit news that's gonna be that you want to sell into. Which is not untrue. At the same time, it's just starting. And probably you want to sell into the either the listing or the we say when the agency approves it. Because I really think also that the spot ETF going to get approved between now and March next year. And I think this, but I truly think there is many financial people that think so as well. So they think it's gonna get approved. They are betting now on that side. So when it's getting more official, I can sell into the hype. I know we can consider it's already in hype right now, but I think it's also mostly because we are into this stuff, looking at it every day, you know. And I don't think the hype in crypto is really truly here yet. You know, I still hear people from some people asking me about crypto here and there and telling me, yeah, I hear that crypto is down a lot now, isn't it, or whatever. They're still stuck on the FTX stuff from last year and the fact that Bitcoin has been down 70-80%. And so for a lot of people, that's still what they have in mind about crypto, you know. And so I think there is place for more hypes and more upside. Also looking at what happened previous cycles, nice upside, nice impulses printed a year prior to the halving, etc. Spot CVD is still a lot higher than derivatives since perps are driving price down. Okay. Let me take a look at CVD in a minute. Hello, Queenie. About BTC ETF, will it trade at the same price as actual? Will what trade at the same price as actual? I'm not sure I get the question here. Do you mean, is it gonna come back at the price we are currently? I mean, maybe, but I don't know where it's gonna be in a year. I need to see the strength of the move that I believe we'll get, right? Of the third wave, the third of the third, and the complete third here. When I start to be able to count this, I will have 2-3 scenarios probably still, but I could try to make a bit more educated guess, and I don't know. And you know, maybe I'm foolish and we just get one more move. At that point, you could even take the linear target, you know, depending where we move it. One more move and we're gonna have a bearish second half of the year. It's extremely possible. So I still want to look for short when I find something finished. Well, I'm already looking for short here, but I don't think that's the swing short I'm gonna keep for 6 months, but who knows. No. But I still want to look for short 32 something, and maybe I'm gonna get surprised and we get a lot stronger move, but a bit out of the standard I get, but yeah. 34,500 seems to be a bit 33.9. Oh. It's wide. There is not like everything in confluence here, and you don't really know before it happened how this is gonna happen. I mean, will BTC ETF trade on the same channel, or will be as a BTC CMS that trade independently? I don't know exactly. It's not really my it's not really important for me right now, because my consideration about the ETF right now is the hype it have the potential to produce before it truly happen. Next, the ETF gonna be used for investment strategy and more long-term trading strategy. I think so. And they're gonna be like 5-10 of them. I don't know how many have been filling them, but we can hope for the sake of grayscale mental health that they're gonna get approved as well. I think BlackRock and Fidelity and stuff like this, I mean, they have some influence, you know, so that's also why I think it's gonna get approved. Then the characteristic of the tool I didn't really check, but this is not really interesting for me right now. We'll see when it go live, what is the volume on there, where is the most volume. For now, CME is interesting to look at. Look just for the gaps. I mean, the gaps, it's a bit of a meme on that, but I mean it reacts, so you can look at it, but it doesn't really have a fundamental meaning. But yeah, it's just psychology, but at the same time trading is only psychology, so what else? It's interesting in terms of volume because it is a tool where you know, traditional finance can get exposure to Bitcoin. And even if it is not spot, it is cash derivative, it still have a bit of it still have influence over the price of the spot indirectly. But the same way I will look at GBTC, but the volume here is kind of interesting, and you can see here kind of increasing volume that you also have on GBTC with the ETF insiders here. So this is already a pump based on the ETF hype. That's why we can have a nice wave too. Maybe we can have a nice retrace here, or maybe we're gonna even breach June low. I'm not excluding it yet. Not my favorite count, but I have to make a choice at some point what I'm favoring when I'm talking to you. But so yeah, this is already some hype on that, and that can be a bit of distribution about it. At least the volume, what I wanted to say is more, but the volume is interesting to look at because you can see positioning. And for example, here that was a sign to be a bit bullish. For example, here's so much capitulation, so much oversold condition here in GBTC. After, if you make the total, it's not that much. It's 11 million shares at $7. It's not that crazy. A bit more on, or significantly more on CM. Ito is kind of dead. No, it's waking up a bit. And spot, that is weird, but I don't know why nobody backed anymore. That was hype for the previous cycle, but you see there was interest here, and then interest died on. But it's more in terms of volume. Yeah. Oh, we have some movement. There we go. You see, told you that if I take some profit on my short, it's finally gonna move now. Anyway. Oh, Atom moved down as well. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm out of my Atom long as well, and gold is not moving anymore. But volume increasing here, bearishness. Still some room to flush here, but let me zoom out because I have something I think I saw. I'm not sure, but probably need to compare it in dollar. Coin margin. Okay. 2 billion. 600 million. $7 billion. I'm just looking if we start to see a bit more move from USDT back to inverse, but not so much. This, yeah, we're gonna keep this on USD, and let's keep this in coin margin here. USD. What's going on? Some open interest that we feed here, so this is more of an hedging procedure. Yeah, you know, I think this is short positioning. It's a way to sell Bitcoin without selling it. I'm sorry, I didn't really answer greatly your question, Queenie. where you ask me if the ETF trade on the same channel or will be as BTC CMA that trade independently. So BTC CMA trade independently because it is cash settled, so there is no exposure, real exposure to Bitcoin, unlike backed, for example. The spot ETF, that's why Bitcoiners are so enthusiastic about it, is because it's Bitcoin backed. So if the open interest grows on this contract, that means gonna need Bitcoin, they're gonna need to buy Bitcoin to fill this, right? On the real market, on the real spot market of Bitcoin. Right now, CME, they don't need to. But with, with the market maker jobs, arbitrator, etc., there is effect actually on the Bitcoin spot market, but not as much as what the spot ETF would do. So I went a bit away on that question, but yeah. So that's why I can be enthusiastic about it. And it's called, so I'm not financial specialist, whatever, about the American laws, but if I understand correctly, it also means that it's gonna be easier to have exposure to Bitcoin for the pension funds, right? I mean, that's the main job of BlackRock. But it's gonna allow everyday people to have a little portion of Bitcoin exposure in their pension funds, or even, the classic company of everything that need to diversify a bit their cash and financial exposure. All of this is going to be more easy to do with a spot ETF. And for the fiscal side of things, I think it's also better, but don't quote me on that. And so even if we don't necessarily have to believe that everybody gonna have 10 or 20 or 90% exposure on Bitcoin, even if it's just 1%, that's a very big potential increase of demand for Bitcoin. That's so much. So yeah, well, right now it does not look extremely bullish, right? Flush of longs, for now, shortcut control here. They absorbed here passively, squeezed long, they're lowered up here and they hold it up, a bit of squeeze, but they push price back down. So yeah, sellers are in control. Now we're at pocket. I don't have a wave finish here, so I'm not really ready to buy anything, but we reached golden pocket, a naked POC from that consolidation, so we have a bit of reaction here. If we get acceptance back above here, well, I missed something again. But now I think that is telling me to be patient right now. Unless, yeah, it gets the acceptance back here, it change market structures, and we can look to position back and retrace more or less aggressively, depending how it goes. And until now, it's more of a I'll let my other half of the thoughts writing, and let's go. It's a bit like it's a bit complicated to read and be live at the same time. Now in terms of, can I try to count my A, B, C, D? Just because I'm seeing the fucking nightmare count here, and I'm seeing also contraction. No, it's not, because we took the low, so that does not work. trying to consider how I can that on a minute time frame here, but gonna be a very bad count. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And then this, we are really far away from the third wave target. We have it's reacting. 618. We also have this is a 1-1 extension here. I'm feeling the nightmare count here. Potential. I'm not, you know, it's still gonna be a short if it is given. I think I have more potential of going down, but who knows? Yeah, welcome. Okay, let me look at some other stuff. Go away from my smaller time frame count. Well, we know where they are. What do we have in terms of just moving averages here? Power, okay. Power 200 still untouched and way lower. In terms of volume, I mean, that's where we put on to different clearly. In terms of every side trend. I like to have this line on chart because if we come back at some kind of level like this, at a level of confidence, it's nice. A bit what I did for the short here on the 3 hour as well. And these two, it eventually got a deviation above, but now we lost that trend. Often the 4 hour, 12 hour daily are the best, sometimes it's in between. You know, we have pretty decent bearish divergence here as well. Even potentially on the daily trend bearish div if they start to close badly. That's where you have your short trends because you close above your resistance here. And then you retest it here, so it's rather bullish, but now you're starting to form bearish div in over boat. Still lower level than here, which means we're gonna have weekly divergence here. I mean, even maybe monthly, that's not enough time. to see where your daily close. Daily level, do I miss one on that chart here? That's yesterday open. Tested. And that's the one that was getting my interest. Important one. Wait a minute, that one is okay here. So much confluence in this little zone. Yeah. Pivot 1, pivot 2. Try to see an internal here. 1, 1. Yeah, WXY. Bum, 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 bum. This is still not flushed, right? Inverse is not flushed. Yeah, linear is, but so I'm gonna stay short for now unless we reclaim daily and we change market structure. In that case, we reassess. I'd promo bargain, but probably let the weekend play out. That's the best things to do, no? Might try to move that back. Yeah, just trying to consider one scalp long. Don't see it. I really don't see it. I'm not reading it. Can I have a bit stabilization here? That's my where I'm gonna invest. Do we have other things to talk about? Do you have any things you want me to look at? There's a selling, Bitfinex green, but it's green on the way. Anyway, doesn't change much. Yes, we're checking now. Atom might still be in a wave 4. As well as Cardano. Yeah, what is Cardano doing here? I start to look like a potential long on alkanes. Maybe just for a lower high now. Wait for Bitcoin to stabilize a bit. Took the low here. Get your delta. Might want to a bit more short down there. But here could be interesting in like one more flush, nice flush, then I enter here, take profit POC or liquidity here rather, and after it might just range again, but it might also go, so I rather look for long on icons. You don't have to propose to me. Okay, so well, all those one are a bit too not looking great. Maybe in sweep here. At least the one that are a bit more in consolidation, like Hada, Gadum. Like shitty. That's nice. That's pretty nice. Usually I would want to have a nice bull even in volume as well. That's maybe not so nice. It might be a bit more impulsive. What is XRP doing? It's not the I'm not so sure it's so good. Maybe just not try this weekend. Probably what I'm gonna do. And gold, what is gold doing? Gold is keeping up for now at consolidation. Well, yeah, I've grabbed a bit of long, a bit late here, but you know, I have my stop in break even. It's a bit lower risk. Gold, slow mover. In terms of count, now the question is this impulsive or corrective? I think there's potential to get back. Both, or at least that one, you know. To move higher, well, it's gonna be good. I'm gonna. This one are really simple, yeah. And for now, I'm just gonna trail my stop up and that, and let this follow finished. That looked like a wave 4 at least, which degree 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 next can be a C or 3. You know, especially if we reach 161.8, then Either we have A, B, C, and we have very structure, even if it takes longer, or we have 1, 2, 3, and we come back into consolidation, then take my actual stop loss and go for a fifth again, and then come back. That looks like a decent squiggle. I'm gonna let that on the chart and see. Okay. So I guess on these good rolls, well, yeah, I'm gonna go. That's it. Thanks for watching, everybody, joining. I hope that was somehow interesting and pleasant. And I see you all very soon, right? Hopefully. Yeah, that's it. Take care. Have a great weekend. And bye for now.